Hey, Jeremy here from Firehouse Labs with a demo of the StationOne version 0.16.0 feature releases. So firstly, a couple of minor improvements to various parts of the platform. Firstly is our stock. We now have a stock report. So if you have dollar amounts attached to your stock items, you'll obviously see they will appear here in this stock report. There's some consumption data and expense analysis and item breakdowns and various other things. So you can see basically what items are getting consumed the most across your unit. We have also updated our events and training session invites. So our events invite now support file attachments. Actually, we'll just go back and we'll create a new one. So we now support file attachments down the bottom here. So if you're scheduling a meeting or something like that, you can add the relevant documentation and have that appear on the event. You'll also notice we've now got external invitees functionality here on events, the same as replicated on training. So if you do have additional people from outside your unit that you want to invite to a training or to a meeting, they will also receive the RSVP notification email. They can RSVP exactly the same as the way that your members can, and that's just shown separately here. So you can see this particular event here had an external invitee, and they've responded and indicated that they will be attending that particular event. Likewise, we've got the same functionality replicated on the training side. So we can see on this training session, this external person has accepted that invitation. And likewise, when you create the training session, we have exactly the same functionality here to invite those external attendees. We have also added or updated the vehicle report. So we now have an endorsed drivers report in here. So you can come in and have a look at your members' license class, their driving endorsements and their vehicle endorsements as well. This is all now supported by fully exportable PDFs, obviously the date range filter and things like that, but you can actually obtain that data via export, which is great. Finally, in terms of small feature updates, we have made some minor modifications to our brigade calendar. So if we have a look here and our subscribe to this calendar feature, you can see we've got events, training and duty crew. So members can basically unselect various event types that they don't want to have in that calendar subscription and then grab that for their preferred calendar. Or they can generate a specific token for their user. So if we pop in a user's name here, you'll see it's generated a unique link for Sarah, and we can grab that in the same way. And what that will do is only sync calendar events in which that member has responded to confirm that they will be attending. So training and events and things like that, that's all they'll see come through that calendar feed. So that obviously as a result of a request to have that cleaned up. We do have also on the calendar the ability now to set the day of the week, or the first day of the week, I should say. So if we come into our unit settings and we locate our calendar down here, so you'll see calendar, we've got first day of the week. So we can actually change this setting to be, whatever we want. And if we refresh this, we'll see the calendar updates to change to Sunday. So again, something that was requested that obviously makes life a little bit easier. The main feature that we're releasing in version 0.16 is, of course, our PPC allocation and management feature. So firstly, on our way to that, we'll drop via the stock function. So you can see for the purposes of this demo, I've created some structural and wildfire gloves to be kept in stock. These obviously support the multiple sizes. So you can see these structural gloves, we've got a couple in stock of different sizes, and we've got some low stock and some out of stock items here. So there's some of our stock items specific to PPC that's issued to members. Then if we come into our new PPC allocation feature, so what you'll see here is obviously a list of members and things that have been allocated to them. So there's a couple of ways to do this, which I'll show. Also, this feature's been documented as well. So there is documentation on how to navigate around this PPC allocation feature. But you can see here, as an example, we've got a pager with the pager's number. It's actively allocated to that member. They've got a structural helmet with a serial number here, structural gloves, which are currently away for cleaning, and some other bits and pieces. So you can see that replicated here. We can also flip this into table view and have a look. Table dynamically only show items that have been allocated to members. So as you know, you could allocate a radio, for example. We haven't allocated any radios, so you can see that radio column is not here, but all the other ones are here. So we can see in a table view here as well. You can export this as CSV data as well. We can also go and view the member, and we can see anything that's been lost or written off or removed from their allocation down here as well. So basically being able to interrogate each member's allocation. You'll see we've got the marked as here, so we can basically set the status of various different things. So away for cleaning, return lost, written off, whatever it might be. So you can see that these gloves here are currently away for cleaning. So that will give us the option to return them back to the member. The little counter there will obviously go up to indicate how many days that particular item has been away. We've got our items. So this is basically a register of items that are allocated to members. There's effectively two ways to go about allocating things. So we'll use the pager, for example. If you receive a new pager for a member, you can come in here and you can add that item. So we can select pager from the list. We can pop in that pager's number in here, and it's available. We can optionally set a replacement date. So for things like helmets that have a legislated requirement to actually rotate those out, we can set that here. If it's not set, then it obviously doesn't expire. If you do set that and the item does go expiry, it will create an action item as well. We can allocate that directly to the member from here as well if we wanted to. So again, an optional field. We'll just create that pager for now. So you can see now in our list here, we've got one pager. Oops, clicked on it. We've got one pager here that's available. It's currently unallocated. So it's not uncommon for units to have a couple of pages floating around in the drawer, potentially unallocated as spares or something like that. So you would be able to recognise those in this list as well and know that they're not currently allocated. So we can allocate that pager to a member. So back in our allocations, we can create a new allocation. We'll select our member, so Tom Smith. We're going to allocate him a PPC item, and we're going to select an existing item from this list. So if we click in here, pager, and you can see this pager is the one that we just created. It's not allocated to anyone, so we can actually select that and choose to allocate that out. It'll capture the date allocated, date and time here, and happy days. So now if we go down and look at Tom Smith, we can see he's got a pager that's been allocated here. We can again go into his view and have a look at that particular item. If we come back to our items tab and have a look at this pager now, we'll also see that that was issued by Type Captain to this person on this day. They've had it for a day. So we can start to see that life cycle of that allocation coming together. We can also allocate stock items to them. So again, if we select our member from the list and we change to stock item, now we get a list of items that are in stock that we can allocate to that member. So we'll go with our wildfire gloves, and we can see I've got four large available. So I'll select that. I'll issue him a pair of wildfire gloves, and that's now been allocated to him as well down here. So that's now drawing on our stock pool. So if we go back to our stock and look at our wildfire gloves, you'll see here I allocated one pair of wildfire gloves to Tom Smith less than a minute ago. So you can see that audit trail effectively starting to form up. We can also allocate random things. So say they get a T-shirt or a bag or whatever it might be. It's something that's not uniquely identifiable, so it has no serial number or asset number or anything like that. So again, we can go Tom Smith. We're going to give him a T-shirt, and we're going to say that's a medium T-shirt because it's already prompting me. We'll issue that, so we can then basically start to see how many T-shirts Tom's got if we wanted to allocate any other sort of ad hoc uniform items. So we might want to put in here a dress uniform shirt, and we can allocate that out as well just for our records. So we can we know that he's got one and whatnot. So that's how that works from an administrator side. There is obviously you can give members access to the PPC allocation system via permissions. So if we go into members and we have a look at one of our users, so we look at Tara here, we can see the Tara, wrong member, brigade member. But anyway, we can see PPC and equipment allocation. So we can give them that. We'd probably give them stock management as well in that case. And now that member will be able to log in and they'll be able to access the PPC allocation and manage stock as well. So if you've got a member that looks after all that stores, ordering kind of stuff, you can give them those explicit permissions. You can also create an appointment type in here. And we could give them basically call us a stores officer or something and give them the stock and PPC allocation option in here as well. So just aligning with the rest of our features. You can obviously turn this off entirely. So we do have an option in our unit settings to be able to turn off PPC and equipment allocation entirely, so that doesn't appear. We also have incorporated this into our station portal as well. And again, this obviously has the ability to turn this on and off. So you can see PPC allocations is here. If we jump over to our station portal, I've already entered my name here. So if we scroll down to the bottom, we can see my PPC. And we're getting a list of items. If we click show all, we can see the structural gloves are away for cleaning, as we already knew. This is using the member Tom Jones. So we can see all of the stuff that I've got. But what the member can actually do is request stuff from here as well. So they can say, need new wildfire gloves in here. And this will be created as an action in your unit action list. So if we come back over into our admin, you can see that this PPC request has now turned up. It's a PP and uniform category for John Smith, PPC request. So if we jump in here, we can see he needs new wildfire gloves from the notes, and it's been requested by the station portal. Happy days. And you'll also see, because this is a PP and uniform category type, we can see that there's an allocate PPC button here now. So if we click this, we get our same PPC allocation. So we can select John Smith and we can go, we're going to give him a stock item. He wanted wildfire gloves. And then we can go, I've got 3 large available. I'm going to allocate that. By doing this allocation via the action, it will close out the action as well. So once this is complete, you see that that's all happened. This is resolved. And we've got a resolution down here. PPC was allocated and the allocation has been recorded. So if we now come back over to our PPC allocation, John Smith just scored another pair of wildfire gloves up here. So you can see that whole system starting to work in together. This is effectively, I would say, obviously this is the initial release of this particular feature. Probably some more, as this starts to get used in the wild, we'd anticipate, potentially bolstering this up with some more features. However, I think for an initial launch of this feature and to get it out and get, brigades to start using this and evaluating it, and then obviously provide that feedback loop is probably a really good place to start. So it's something that has been widely requested by our user base, which is fantastic. And obviously we're really pleased to be able to deliver this. We certainly understand from our position, as firefighters and brigade members, the value in being able to do something like this and track all of this in one place, and again, remove some spreadsheets and various other things. So hopefully this initial implementation does obviously give units the ability to start accurately tracking these things and allocating things to members, and obviously get us the information that we need back to improve on this as we move forward. So we're really excited to get this out, and obviously doubly excited because obviously it's something that's been so highly requested of the platform. So obviously really encourage brigades to take advantage of this once it's released. So that about wraps it up for this feature release. There is a couple of bug fixes and various other things that are included in version 0.16. However, obviously this video has highlighted the main features that we've included here, and obviously the big one is this PPC allocation feature. So once again, thanks for the support, and we'll be back with the next release hopefully in the not too distant future.